So what else can you do with Hardcoat? Well, I put together this here 30-odd page booklet on all the sorts of extra additional things, fun things and useful things you can do in your garden with Hardcoat. In fact, I've listed, to get to the right page, 12 of them, a dozen of them there that you can do. In fact, I've added another 2 since then. So why don't we go and have a look and see just what you can do extra with Hardcoat. Hardcoat can make your pond edging look natural. Most of the time the pond edging looks unnatural and spoils the effect you're trying to create. But Hardcoat can attach to your liner or your concrete or fiberglass edges and carry the natural look down into the water. See how the Hardcoat is hiding the liner edges here and blending in to look much more realistic. Here's where I've carried the Hardcoat edge over a fiberglass pond to blend it in. And of course, a Hardcoat water feature like this has a Hardcoat edge that carries down naturally into the water. Second use, miniature mountainsides. Here's a nice one that houses bonsais that are still in their pots. Here's another that fits neatly up against a narrow space along the side of the house. Use number 3, creatively shaped rockeries. Gives you a lot more flexibility and fun when shaping your rockery. By contrast, have a look at what happens to soil perched up on a slope without Hardcoat. Over time it washes away and the plant often dries out and dies. Here's an Australian theme rockery I did, by comparison, where the soil in the planter pots will never wash away. It's been held in place by Hardcoat. Another little water feature, where the plant pot soil will never wash into the pond. And even better, install drippers under the Hardcoat and the plant will forever remain moist and healthy. Raised garden beds, number 4. To be held in place by Hardcoat, for plants or veggies where their surroundings will look natural and because they're removed from other plant competition, your plants will flourish. There's a before with Hardcoat down and the after just a few months later. Use number 5, make small retaining walls. Here's an attractive way to change levels, where you can also include climbing plants and mosses to make the slope more attractive still. Hardcoat also works well in patching existing rock walls because your jointing won't shrink between the rocks and let the soil wash through, and it looks more natural. You can either encourage root growth or slow it down using Hardcoat. Here's what happens to soil-only mounds. They wash away over time, whereas this Hardcoat rim has been in place unchanged for 8 years. Use number 7, Hardcoat as a garden edging material or path making material. This Hardcoat edging holds the loose stones in place, on the path, off the garden, and looks nice too. Here's one of our top Victorian landscapers putting down layer 1 of Hardcoat for his steep forest path. An edging example as an alternative to a low brick fence, lots cheaper too. Number 8, a big area coming up. Making a pond with a double layer of Hardcoat is a great way to create exactly the shape you want and make it easy to clean out with no liner tucks. A before site and after with a Hardcoat waterfall and cliffs as well as pond. If your ground is really clay rich, you'll first need a liner to cope with soil expansion. There's the liner with all its multiple tucks looking ugly, but we can coat it with Hardcoat to hide the tucks, starting this way, so it looks more natural like this. Then preferably coat it with a second natural looking layer so it looks like this. Hollow rocks to hide the pond pump and filter. There's a hollow rock hiding the pump. There's the framework prior to hard coating. There's a big hollow rock for a big pump. There's the same rock being made and what it looks like in place, hiding the filter. 9th use for Hardcoat, repairing a cracked pond. There are the details how to do it, which appear in the 30-page Hardcoat handbook. Let's see how versatile Hardcoat is in creating the stream shapes you want. Look at that, no fighting with liners, just lay it the way you want the stream to go. You can't see it too well, but we've created hollows and grottos in this waterfall for interesting effect. There's a lovely Hardcoat stream zigzagging down the hill, with this part of the feature set up for a big waterfall plunge. Number 11, making your own boulders. That's a good sized one, and there's also an area for a waterfall to the right, and a miniature version of rock making for a small site. The 12th use is a beauty, making permanent good looking mulch with Hardcoat. Here's a sample with some river stones and gravel added. These plants are all drip watered too, but you don't see the pipes because they're all hidden under the hard coat. There's no loose mulch here to blow about or wash into the pond. And there's no mulch degrading, it doesn't break down, exposing dripper lines. And there's the Park Hill permanent mulch example again. So that's it for the 12 hardcoat uses, but I promised more. Here our new ground level stays in place, under the paddle pool, or supporting any new level you care to create. Roofing repairs too? You bet. Better than the usual mortar that shrinks away from the tiles, as you can see higher up. Hardcoat anchors the tile for good, and fills up any gaps you may have because the hardcoat mix doesn't shrink. Just one quirky one at the end. That non-shrinking quality makes it possible to even patch holes in this egg poaching pan. You can't buy them anymore, so it was patch it or never poach again. Thanks, Hardcoat. Below. And you can also find out about getting your own 30-page Hardcoat handbook. It's upside down. Or your own Hardcoat beginner's kit with some material and instructions by clicking the other link below. In either case, I look forward to communicating with you soon.